Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you are doing well today. Today is Pottery Challenge number 2, where I take some of your Pottery app creations and hopefully I make them in real life. So let's go. All right, everybody, here we are. I'm recording with my wife's phone at the moment, which is the same as mine except a different color. But I've got mine in my hand so I can do the random number generator so that we can pick from the 17 different submissions that you guys submitted. These are all the ones that I found, and I apologize if you're watching this and you know you submitted one and you don't see it. I really do sincerely apologize. I did my best to find all the pictures that had been submitted because there was like 3 different ways that people submitted pictures. So I apologize. If yours is not in this, maybe we'll do this again in the future, and then yeah, I'll find a better way to get all these together. So anyway, so here we go. We're gonna do the random number generator for 3 different submissions out of these 17 to throw these, hopefully, as I said, in real life. So here we go. Number 1 is number 15, and number 15 would be that one right there, and I believe that was submitted by Nutter Mutter on Instagram. So congratulations, we'll be making that one on today's video. And then let's go back to our random number generator, and we get number 1. And I believe I already know which one number 1 is. That is my my wife's cousin Seth. He will be totally excited and jacked that his got picked. And of course, Seth's submission was in red because out of all my colors that I do, my red is his favorite. Him and his wife, that's their favorite color. They have a whole dinnerware set in my red and blue. So anyway, congratulations to you as well, Seth. All right, and the third submission, or the third pick out of the 17 is number 5. All right, and number 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that was Mickle. I know he follows me on YouTube and Instagram, and he's joined in several of my the live streams, and so I'm glad it wasn't number 4 because that one was also Mickle, and that one was the one that I'm like, if this one gets picked, I'm gonna flip out because I believe it's skinnier on the bottom than the top, and I'm like, I don't think that could actually happen physically. I could, you know, anyway. So thankfully, it'll be number 4, and so anyway, so we got number 15, number 1, and number 4. And so now we're gonna get the clay balls ready and get to work. So here we go. Here we go. I got my cheat sheets here because the pictures of the pots are on my phone, which is recording right now. So I've got, not in color, but I got pot number 1, and then pot number 2, and then pot number 3. We're saving the hardest for last, of course, but that was also the one that was picked 3rd. So we're gonna go in order, and like I said, I'm gonna try to make these as much like the picture as possible. And then, you know, as far as finish, 2 of these had kind of a finished look to them. This one did not in the picture, but either way, I'm just gonna throw these and we'll see how they turn out, and then we'll decide what to do after that. So we'll reposition the camera, get on my tools. And I got 3 1/4 pound clay balls that we're gonna make these out of. And yeah, this should be fun, so. I tell you, one of the biggest challenges that I've had and that I've seen other people have, at least with the way that I did pottery for years and years, was working production for other potters, was to take a shape that they were interested in you making and actually make that shape, because that was always my goal. My goal wasn't to make the shapes that I wanted to for everybody I went and worked for. My goal was to actually take whatever shape that potter wanted and actually be able to successfully make that shape for them. So if they had an example that they had made or that they had made in the past, and to actually take that shape and then make it look as close to that as possible for them, and then also be able to produce that over and over again. So there's multiple challenges within that, But this will be a fun way to see if I can do that with the pieces that you guys made on the Pottery app. All right, this first one has a bit of a wider bottom than I would normally put on a piece, so I got to keep that in mind as I make the shape. Has a wider bottom, and then it comes out pretty wide at the belly. I think what I'll try to do is after I make these as well, I'll take pictures of them and I'll try to do a side-by-side comparison or overlapping comparison of the picture and my finished piece. That'll be fun to see how close I get. I think I can do that in post, which will be really neat to see. Look at me getting all technical in my terminology. I can do it in post. It's like I'm a real filmmaker. Just getting this picture out to look at a little bit. All right, let me bring this in. Let's see. I think that looks pretty good for the bottom. The neck comes up and in pretty skinny right up to there, and then it kind of comes out and goes back up like that. Whoop, getting a little wobble there. If I flop it, it definitely won't look like that. One good thing about making it on the Pottery app is you never flop the piece. I think it could have been a little bit fatter based on the picture now that I'm looking at it finished. All right, I think that's pretty close, but we'll know at the end of the video when we put them, overlap them or side by side with the picture. So let me take this off the wheel and look at it next to the picture and give me a good idea. That's pretty close, but yeah, definitely could have been fatter. All right, on to number 2, Mr. Seth. My wife's cousin submitted this one. All right, this one ought to be fun. We got the triple belly, we'll call this one. And maybe we'll even do some of that slip work on it like he's got there, those little squiggly lines. I've done plenty of pots with a double belly, but I can't say that I've ever done one with a triple belly, so. I'm sure Seth was laughing the whole time he made this, of thinking how hard he could make this on me. Actually, he just sent me a message about 30 minutes ago on text and said that he was missing a Matthew Kelly pottery video, and I said, well, I'm making one today, just for you. No, not just for you, but I said, I'm making one today. And, but I didn't tell him that this is actually what it was going to be about, so this will be a surprise for him. So, all right, we're going to stop there with the pulling. We're going to do our first belly there. All right, we're going to do our second belly there. And then our third belly there. Oh, about to run out of clay. I should have done the bottom belly smaller. Hey, that's pretty, for never having made anything like that before, I think that's pretty darn close. Drop my needle tool. All right, here we go. Let's take this up off the wheel and see what we think. Not bad, not bad. All right, let's do this before we go any farther. We're gonna take some red slip and do some decoration on this one. It doesn't have multiple lines, but it has lines, so took that one to the next level, didn't we? All right, there we go. And Mickle, the one that submitted this third one, was laughing when he sent it to me on, I think he sent it on Instagram and Facebook, and or maybe just two different ways on Facebook, but he kind of laughed. He said, I sent you some easy ones on Facebook, and I knew right away. I'm like, yeah, right. I'm like, I knew somebody was going to troll me and give me something that was really hard to make. Yeah, I misspoke earlier when I said number 4. It's actually number 5, which I did say when I read the number, but then afterwards, you guys probably saw, he's like, no, it's number 5, not number 4. So I realized that afterwards, and I was like, well, I'll just put a big 5 on the screen and then I'll correct it later as well. But anyway, here we go. We're going to pull this up. I should have put a little bit of clay under the bat to hold this down while I was pulling it. But I think we'll make it. This one's going to be tricky for sure. Alright, I don't think we can pull this one too much more than that, because we gotta get it going in at the bottom, and then that big belly, and then going in again at the top. It's kind of like a Rebecca picture, but a little more extreme. Ooh. Pushing that in, I gave myself a little bit of a wobble. That doesn't help at all. Doesn't help at all. Sorry, my head's probably in the way. Sorry, let me move the camera. Alright, apologize if my head was in the way, but I got the camera moved, and we'll see. I pushed in a little bit too hard there at the bottom with my rib and gave myself that wobble, but I think if it doesn't get any worse, I can survive. We can survive this. Probably not quite as fat as the one in the picture, but let's see if we can, that was always one of the biggest challenges in what I did work, when I did work for other people, was that sometimes it took 2 or 3 pieces before you realized, oh, I think it's a little bit different shape than what I'm seeing in my brain as far as in practical application of making that shape. And so sometimes that perception was different and you had to adjust it or figure out the best way to go about making a certain shape. Like I said, that wobble on the bottom almost got me. But I think other than that, that one turned out not too bad. It's probably a little skinnier down here in the picture, but I'm not gonna push that one because otherwise it'll probably completely collapse. Well, there we go. We got all 3 off the wheel and sitting here. And then as I'm talking here, I'll do the overlapping or side-by-side comparisons to the pictures that were sent to me. But this was fun. I definitely enjoyed doing this, and I liked the challenge of trying to get the same shape. And I can definitely tell on the first one I didn't get it fat enough, and the second one I think I could have made the bumps a little more even as far as that goes. The third one I'm actually very happy with, minus the wobble that was in the bottom. And how much I should have pinched in the bottom a little bit more there, but overall this was fun, and and it was a good challenge for me, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you really did, you know, leave a like on the video, leave a comment. If you'd like to see me do it again, definitely put that in the comment section, because I'd be up for doing this challenge again, and get more of you guys involved, and maybe just nail down one place that you guys could submit your pictures, and that would make it a little easier on me to compile them all together. But it definitely was a lot of fun. I had a few comments from people saying they just really enjoyed the Pottery app, had never used one before. Anyway, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this entertains you in the midst of all this craziness the world is going through right now. And I appreciate all of your feedback on the video 2 videos ago where I did that longer intro, because I definitely have times where I think, man, this is just not necessary. But I'm glad you guys are out there. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos, and I'm glad to be kind of a ray of excitement and hope and you know, and just joy in some of your days. That's really encouraging for me to hear, and I really appreciate it, and I'm glad you guys are out there watching and enjoying the videos. So anyway, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate your support on every video and all my other social media. So anyway, you guys, hope you have a great day, and hope you stay well and stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.